Hi folks, welcome to the 8 Regents tournament. Second game coming up between Baratheon and Martell. And as you can see, Baratheon won the first one, and the second one is between Steven and Hanno. Just about to start. And let's see what we have here. Okay, we have Banner Sun from Baratheon, and we have Crossing from Martell. Okay. We expected, I guess, a rush deck from Hanno. Maybe this or a Knight's deck. It's not really known for playing anything slow that relies on resets, which is something Martell excels at usually. But what is he doing with the Crossing? Is it going to be some sort of Sand Snakes deck, or is it just a Drans game and Baratheon for additional characters in the challenges phase? So we have the non-loyal stuff, interesting. Angui with Secret Pact, so he has Renown and he will try to do 2 challenges. And Duped Robert on the other side now march to the wall in Crossing, luckily. Both starting with the Maiden, so we see. Is Hanno looking to go first in this deck? I think so, because he has potentially a non-kneeling character that can do Intimidate. Right, both cost 3 or under, so Robert could be annoying for Hanno if stuff gets nailed. Okay, we have the Iron Throne missing the chamber, and we have negative attachment for Angui still. Hanno dupes him. And a Bastard Daughter, no Intrigue icon and 2 gold left, which is not a good sign, because Baratheon doesn't find it that easy to spend 2 gold in the challenges phase. So if Ghost is used to look at the hand, might be beneficial actually for Baratheon. But in a Crossing deck, probably will be needed for challenges. We'll see what else comes in. There's lots of gold, 6 plus a King's Road. Now if Hanno does a bit of ambush here, which he can do in Martell, of course King's Road is not that helpful. You would be hoping for different economy. So I'm guessing he will play pretty honestly here. Just marshal stuff in the marshalling phase. And I wonder what the restricted card is here. So Martell has had quite a few hits recently with the restricted cards, and crossing less likely to need secret schemes, so could be to the spears instead. I think that's restricted. Host of the Boneway, I think also restricted with Intimidate. Okay, Hollow Hill for the draw, and Gates of the Moon. Needs another character and finds it with the Frey Lordling. And he has the tools here to get the crossing in round 1. Unless the card in Steven's hand is Saving the Kingdom. So let's assume there is no removal here or anything like that, and that Robert can either defend military or just claim the dupe. Then what happens here? So Angu is prevented to do his military, which means he would need to kneel, and let's say Ghost starts with Intrigue, and then you do military with the Lordling and power with Angui. That gets you the crossing, gets you an unopposed. However, the board is knelt, and if nothing is done to Robert, and I don't think it can be done with this deck, then they are all left knelt. Oh, alright. That's another hit. Just going after the ghost. Just missing the gold to take it back. That would have done a lot of damage, I think, in the following rounds as well. Characters could be knelt here, and then you have Saving the Kingdom for anything else that comes in, or we might just see Hanno pass here, but how is he going to do anything in the long term? And you have a free defense for Robert, because he will stand himself, of course. I think the one he defends is military. Keep his dupe. And it's not a great situation for Hanno, so he passes, keeps the characters for next round. And Steven takes dominance, so not much done, but here comes the Hollow Hill to find answers. Begging Brother. That sounds like a good one. Alright, Crow Killers. So that's one that is a good target for that Saving the Kingdom. Too bad that's gone. And Reserve, obviously. Steven going for that with the Iron Throne. So interesting, because of course Martell specializes in reserve boosts with Dorn and the Econ card, Summer Seaport. So looks like Hanno playing none of that. So, what next? Oh, by the way, since saving the kingdom was used on Ghost, of course Steven used Robert on the Hollow Hill. That's going to stop the trigger next round. That's annoying for Hanno. And we have Gossip and Lies. So characters can do intrigue without kneeling. Against exchange of information to grab some more cards for Steven, who is again forced to go first. I think the plan maybe is to sometimes go first because have an odd kneeler and he can gain keywords. I think in Martell there is a way to give him Intimidate, I'm sure, but not on this occasion. Needs to go second. Of course, he exposes himself to other stuff now. Lancer, Dupe of the Throne and Sin in Flames, not a great exchange. For instance, I could have a Red Priest. And if I was Steven, I would leave 1 gold here for saving the kingdoms. Looks like I've lost connection. Sorry about that. If it's more than a minute, I'll edit this out later. Alright. We are back. Unfortunately, we've missed most of the game. So let's have a look at what's been going on. This happens, unfortunately, when I record at home at times. I've been lucky these past few weeks, but not on this occasion. So, round 2, we left it when Steven was marshalling. Okay, cancelling King's Road and marshalling just the Dark Star. Oh no, that was actually Hanno, so Steven marshaled Imri. Fine. And the Traitor for Angui to stop him in both challenges. And then did his challenge. Hanno managed to do Intrigue. And Military, did he get Crossing? He did. He did get Crossing on this occasion and Superior Claim, so that's most of his power gain. And then Steven takes Saving the Kingdom back and keeps stuff knelt like we thought. Round 3, compelled to take power onto the characters. There was not that much on characters, I imagine, so just going for the gold against Grand Melee, marshalling the High Sparrow and Crow Killers, and Steven gets Chamber and a Vanguard Lancer, and of course he has Saving the Kingdom back to keep Crow Killers knelt. And some work done from Hanno to push a challenge through against Grand Melee, but couldn't do the crossing one. And of course Chamber then triggers and Saving the Kingdom. Vargo Hout taken with Hollow Hill. And round 4 is another Gossip against Feast for Crows. And this is where we are in marshalling, and now Steven goes for a wider board, still no intrigue icons. And let's see what Hanno does. So we have Traitor and Beguiled on Angui, stops him doing military, not power. He can do power just to initiate a challenge for the purposes of crossing, but he won't contribute any strength. And yeah, what he needs is, of course, some more cards. We know Vargo is in hand, but only 5 gold. He's just used the King's Road and an Ocean Road. So effectively 9 gold. And he knows that whatever he does, he is getting that Saving the Kingdom on 1 character. And Steven is on 6. So Feast for Crows and Throne and Chamber gets him on 10. And hypothetically, if he used Imri for some additional nil after the challenges phase starts, and he did unopposed power and military, that's 12 with unopposed, 13 with claim, and 14 with Robert's renown. So it's getting close with that, but not quite on 15 that he would need. Of course, there could be enough stuff coming in here so that Imri couldn't get everything. But still, so with Throne in Chamber, as I said, and Fist for Crows, he gets up to around 10, and then Imri next round. Could be game winning, especially if you imagine another Robert trigger. Anything that is used here, cap knelt, and if it's 5 coster standing, there's just the 3 of them, so easy for Imri to get, and if it's the smaller guy standing also, would just be the 4 characters. Okay, so Vargo comes in, he has all the icons. And here we are. I'm sure saving the kingdom is going to be used. Question is, on what? So Gossip and Lies means he can do an intrigue with the standing Vargo in the first challenge. Okay, and getting rid of Imri. So I've calculated that he is not quite enough. And was Ghost standing? I think it was kneeling, so just using that to keep him knelt some more. Yeah, Steven's going for it because he's close to victory. He's gonna take that icon, and if he gets unopposed, he still has characters to oppose both power and military. There's only so much crossing can do. Let's see, Duran's game is at 3, so let's imagine absolute worst case scenario and have 3 unopposed challenges. That would be 7, crossing 8, claim 9, Vargo has 2 renown, would be 11, then you do the runs game for 14 and superior claim for 16. That's about the extent of it. If he had a runs game and superior claim in hand, and he will be down the power also because Stephen will do a challenge. And there won't be the unopposed that I've put into this equation, of course. Probably killing the ghost here. Or Darkstar even, okay. Wonder if there is any reset. He did have stealth. I think he's the only character with stealth. Vargo can take renown from 2 characters, from Angui and from Robert. Darkstar, I think he's the only other keyword that was in play. And unopposed power. Not using Robert to get renown as well, but keeping him standing, of course, means that there is a lot more work for Hanno to push anything through. So he has that chance to do unopposed intrigue with his first challenge with Vargo. And then the second challenge, if it's not both characters, can be defended. Going for the cards. Okay, and Vargo takes the renown from Robert. This is where stealth also would have been nice, so we have Duran's game. Discarding Robert, and that gets him up to 8. As I said, pretty dangerous stuff. Better defend against superior claim. Let's see, does he go for a successful defense here? He does. Renown. Vargo is not in this challenge, so wouldn't have gained renown. And now I think he can do the power challenge with superior claim potentially. Will be 8 against 2. Yeah. Using Gango on that one as well. Interesting. More chance of keeping him nailed. Of course he's useless, but still. And he had it. Can't believe he actually had superior claim and Duran's game, and look at that, 14. So it would have been 16 with 2 unopposed like I calculated. Okay, Chamber going to take some back and gets him down to 13, but now if Heads on Spikes is in the deck, it can win in the plot phase before Steven can do anything about it. Yeah, should have defended against superior claim, I think here. He had a good situation, he would get to 13 regardless, and keep Hanno on 11, I think. Okay, here comes the begging brother. Now who can win initiative? If heads is in the deck, I'm sure Hanno will try with it. Next round will be the last. Let's see what happens. Knowing Hanno, I think he might have heads on spikes here. It's a strong initiative plot and it can close games. And getting to 13 was really important. Can't believe he actually had the runs game and superior claim in hand. Okay, makes sense to keep the big guys net here. And it's you win or you die, which gives Hanno the initiative against Mad King's command. That makes it slightly more difficult for him because whatever he marshals, 3 characters can be kept and then saving the kingdom is in hand, and he needs to marshal a begging brother to stop Imri. However, he is within reach, he can win very quickly if Steven doesn't have the answers. Yeah, will be tough to take if Steven loses this one. Looks like he had it won. He was on the verge of winning and Hanno had very little power, needed a lot more time, but then that superior claim got him to 13. Even if he was on 11 with you win or you die, it's still a big threat. And just drawing the 1 because of the high sparrow, interesting. Works against him slightly. Now what can he do here? Steven is maybe thinking about Imri because begging brother comes in, but it's not going to work because get rid of your locations and then these 3 are net and still stuff comes in, so it's pointless to trigger it here. No kneeler as well. That's annoying. If if that is knelt with saving the kingdom, then of course the other icons, the power is the one that matters. Looks like Hanno is thinking about actions in the draw phase. Yeah, and needs to keep a begging brother whatever happens. Of course, because of Imri. So Mad King's command makes it 3 against 3, and it has to be a begging brother with some gold. Let's see. So what's the gold situation here? It's 4 and 1 for Gates of the Moon, so you need 2 in the final round for Mad King's command, so 3 gold to work with. Got rid of 1 King's Gate last round for the draw. Marshalling a Crossroad. Alright. Yeah, know the feeling. So doesn't he have a begging brother in hand for the Hollow Hill? So he's thinking I marshal begging brother and then I have these 3 with strength 3 for instance, and one gets nailed. Looks like he doesn't have any way to keep another standing character, so he will do the first challenge with strength 2 for instance. Yeah, there comes the begging brother, so he can do intrigue first, and then he has one more challenge that he can do, and Robert is too big against it and just defends, and then Steven wins with Throne in Chamber. That's the idea. Let's see if okay, he's so much gold, it's not even worth triggering Imri. You just keep him, I think, for the challenges because he has more strength than the Vanguard Lancers. Dennis is worried about this one. Hopefully Steven manages to pull through here. Secret Pact is ambush 3, so if that goes back, doesn't quite have the gold to put it back. Wonder if that was a good choice, because could have bestowed less on begging brother. gets rid of another icon from the begging brother. Do we have an intrigue icon? Because that's where some danger can happen. 2 gold left, so we don't know what is still in hand. Could be Hand's Judgment. Steven keeps 4 gold. That's unfortunate. Well, needs to for saving the kingdom. And Angui, of course, is taking 1 power away with him, so that gets Hanno down to 12 again. If he has Doran's game, he won't be able to win by 5 with the stuff we see here on the first challenge. He can't do power either. He has a tough job. But non-kneeler, if he has Hand's Judgment, maybe. But then there is no gold for Doran's game. We just need to win with crossing, I guess. It's nervy stuff. Oh, and has to choose a Nel Tvargo as well to keep the power. I completely missed that power as well, so... Alright. Steven's just gonna take the most strength he can muster in the power here, I guess. And that tainted. And yeah, that's the one character that survives saving the kingdom now. So if he had Hand's Judgment, I think he would have done this differently. Now let's see if Hanno has some magical solution. Yeah, the strength increase, I guess, would be the prince's plan. That would get him to 7. And he's not even going to let that happen. He defends with everything now. The question is there any ambush? Because when this one fails, which seems like it will, can Hanno put in a character to get unopposed? No. Okay, he's just trying. I wonder if he had something, some kind of solution if Steven did his defense in a particular way, but well, he got damn close. If he had heads on spikes, I don't know, the hand of Steven, I assume there isn't an impactful character, otherwise he had the gold to, well, had to save for saving the kingdom, so maybe he had it and didn't think it was worth it. I guess that's also an option. Stressful. Yeah, sorry about only catching half the game here. Had got disconnected for some 20 minutes and nothing I could do really, but hopefully you still enjoyed this thriller ending. And yeah, big game again for Baratheon against Martell. So as you know, the situation is Martell needs to win, but they are 2-0 down now, and Baratheon needs to win 6-1 to guarantee winning the tournament, but still waiting on Stark results. Basically, Baratheon needs to win the same number of games as Stark, that is currently 4-1 up, and if Baratheon wins one game fewer, then the two factions will be tied for first place, and there would need to be an overtime basically. Yeah, Behest, I wonder, I assume it's not in the deck at all, or maybe he does have it and wanted to win initiative, and then every round basically is the same situation. You don't want to play something with 0 initiative and be forced to go first or second, whichever you don't like. But alright, so let that be it. I'll see what the players are talking about, but end the video here anyway, just to show you. So this was the first win, Marek against Francesco, and second one Steven against Hanno. So Baratheon takes a 2-0 lead, and the rest of the games coming later today and tomorrow. So hopefully you will join me for those as well. Bye bye.